A former Minneapolis police officer has been sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison for his role in the killing of George Floyd in 2022. Tou Thao was found guilty of one count of aiding and assisting manslaughter. The 37-year-old held back a small crowd of bystanders while another officer knelt on George Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. Thao is now the fourth and final former Minneapolis police officer to be charged in Floyd's murder case. CBC's Magda Gabrisalesse has the details.
It's been more than 3 years since the murder of George Floyd. The moments leading up to his death, captured on camera, sparked protests around the world. The other 3 officers involved have already been sentenced both in state and federal cases. Derek Chauvin, the now former officer who dug his knee into Floyd's neck, is serving more than 20 years for murder. Former officers J. Alexander King and Thomas Lane are serving time for aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. All 3 were also sentenced federally for depriving George Floyd of his civil rights. And so was Tou Thao. Today was about sentencing Thao in the state case. On camera, Thao was seen keeping anyone from intervening that day as the 3 officers were seen holding Floyd down. The judge in the case said Thao had a duty to intervene to stop the excessive force by the other officers, and that he didn't do that. So back in May, he was found guilty of aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. Today, he addressed the courtroom before he was sentenced. He talked a lot about his faith. Take a listen.
And despite what this court has ruled, I know we cannot hide our thoughts or intent from God, for we must give an account on the day we appear before God. Therefore, I must obey. I hold on to the truth that I did not commit these crimes. My conscience is clear.
The judge was clearly disappointed with his remarks. After 3 years of reflection, he was expecting to hear more. Take a listen.
I was hoping for a little more remorse, regret, acknowledgement of some responsibility, and less preaching. And I'm not going to rehash all the facts from my order, which I found that the things you did and the things you didn't do make you guilty of this crime. I'm not going to rehash all that. Suffice it to say that I think your culpability is less than Mr. Chauvin, but well above Mr. King and Mr. Lane.
In the end, the judge sentenced him to serve almost 5 years. He'll be serving that concurrently with the 3.5-year federal sentence for violating George Floyd's civil rights. Magda Gabrisalesse, CBC News, Washington.